Hey guys, in today's class, let's understand the entire content of CCNA Cybersecurity. I'll show you what contents I'm going to cover in the entire course. Okay, so here these are the total contents of your cybersecurity. As per Cisco, it's not my curriculum, guys. It's about Cisco curriculum. So I have taken you guys to our official website, and here we'll see the entire content. So the first content is about security concepts. Here we'll understand what are the security concepts. So let me take you guys inside this security concept itself. Here we can see they are asking us to describe CIA. Describe CIA. What is CIA? Just for example, I'm telling you guys, what is CIA? See, when you talk about cryptographic methods, right? In a cryptographic method, or when you talk about IPsec type of protocols, you'll require a CIA, right? Let's say I have a VPN connectivity, right? What do I need? I need a CIA. So CIA terminology is used in multiple places for multiple factors. Confidentiality, integrity, availability, these are the three things that comes under the CIA. So basically, C describes about the confidentiality, which is like a encryption. We encrypt our data, right? So what algorithms can be used in a cryptographic method, what happens, right? After that, I stands for uh, I stands for integrity. Integrity is nothing but your checksum value, your hash. So basically it detects whether data was tampered in between or not, right? That is basically an integrity check. And then again we have availability, which is nothing but it's like backupping HA between the two devices. Such type of things are basically called as an A over here. So in this way, point to point, whatever we have in our course details, guys, I might give more than what is there in a content. This course might go more than 1.5 months. Each and every things I'll be explaining you as per the curriculum, but in my way. Okay. Here I'll be teaching you each and every concepts like compare security deployments, describe security terminologies, right? Again, we have compare security concepts. Many things are there, right? So what is like network, what is endpoint, what is application security, right? Agent based, agentless, multiple things, legacy antivirus, legacy anti-malware, what is SIM device, right? I mean, each and everything I'll be explaining you in that proper and a deep way, so that you guys can understand, so that your cyber security base will be very strong in terms of your job perspective or in terms of understanding. Okay. Now, there are many things that we guys need to understand in the cyber security, but there are few things based on the theoretical things, and few things you guys will have some practicals as well. So whatever we have, if we have comparison, if we have a describe, if we have again a compare, we'll see theory. But wherever we have a practical, we'll definitely see practical. But along with this, I'll give you some bonus stuff. Like I'll show you some ethical hacking, free labs and all. I'll give you some tools and all where you guys can understand how cyber security, labs are executed, how attacks are executed. Even those things I'll be giving add on in this particular course. Okay. Now, moving to a next point. Again, here you see in a security concepts, we have about the threat, we have about the risk, vulnerability. Here we have about the exploitations, exploit. What is exploit? How devices are vulnerable? How to find the whether your network is vulnerable or your device is vulnerable, right? How do I find this? How do I scan the entire network? Entire thing I'll be explaining, guys. Okay, with the practical, not only theoretical. Here they might have given, compare just for the theoretical concepts they might have given, but in my perspective, if you see, I'll show you a practical part. I'll be focusing more on a practical. See, cyber security or a network security totally depends on a practical. Without the practical, things won't work. So I'll show you the complete practicals, and even I'll do the comparison. That's my promise to you guys. Okay. Now here again we have different types of defense in depth strategy. Again you have, right? Compare access control models, describe terms, right? So CVS, different type of attack vectors, right? So all these things I'll be covering step by step. So first what has to be covered, like again second what has to be covered, in depth step by step I'll be covering, guys. Again, now coming to our next point, we have, see, examination point of view also, you guys can see from which topic how much percentage of, you know, the questions will be coming in your examination, like 25% from the security monitoring, right? So this way also we'll see comparisons and the theoretical and the lab perspective. Now here it comes with security monitoring. In a security monitoring, guys, there are multiple things. It's not about one particular method. We need to see packet capturing, we need to see trace route, we need to understand the real packets, we need to understand TCP packets, ICMP packets at depth level, guys, where you can understand flag wise, like TCP flag wise. If you want to understand, like, is it a half TCP open attack, right? In a half TCP open attack, what happens? Let's say we send a SYN packet and from the destination we get SYNAC, but I don't give a ACK to a packet. This is a half TCP open packet, right? So how to capture a packet, how to monitor a packet, how to understand what type of attacks are going on, right? So here you can see TCP dump, net flow, right? Next generation firewall, digital type of, you know, reports getting generated over here, traditional stateful firewall, application visibility control, web filtering, email content. I mean, these are the networking stuff, guys. Okay. And how do I monitor this type of technologies? Netflow is a protocol actually, right? It is used to collect the network informations from the devices. Will basically configure the devices with the NetFlow protocol and will have a NetFlow information collector, like we have a Stealth Watch, right? Again, we can have Splunk and many more devices that supports your NetFlow protocol. So NetFlow is one of the method of collecting the network information. Guys, here I can't give brief of each and every topic. In short, I'm trying to explain that this type of things I'll be covering at that depth level. Okay. Again, we have describe impact of these technologies on the data visibility. Like we have an access list, NAT, tunneling, Tor, encryption, P2P, encapsulation, right? Load balancing, all these informations, these technologies. See, many things I'll be here, you know, many things they have given as a description, but only giving a description, only going through a theoretical part makes class boring, guys. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll make you understand same thing, access list or a NAT, PAT or encryption, P2P and all, but I'll show you with the practical. Okay. I mean, see, this is the thing. This is how translation happens, right? In between, this is how we, you know, scan the ports. We try to understand, right? How the networks are vulnerable. All those things I'll be explaining. After that, again, we have here full packet capturing and all, right? As I told you, definitely I'll be doing all this stuff. Okay. Most of the things here we have to discuss about multiple type of attacks and all, right? So if you see this content here, they are telling about describe a network attacks, protocol based denial of service, distributed denial of service. This is DOS attack, again talking about DDoS attack, right? Again, we have SQL injection. So these are the type of vulnerability type of, you can say, attacks, which comes under the, you know, weaknesses, security weaknesses of your devices. Now, these are the type of attacks that can be performed. Okay. I mean, you can see SQL injection is one of the type of vulnerability attack. Okay. Again, we have SQL injection, cross-site scripting. These are the type of attacks, guys. Now, how this works, right? What is social engineering? What is reverse social engineering, right? All those things I'll be teaching you guys. Now, ransomware attacks, different type of attacks are there. Different type of, you know, certificate components and all. Again, Now we have the host based analysis. What is a host based analysis? Host means what? Your PC, right? So host based analysis, how do you do? Host based intrusion detection, anti malware, anti virus, host based firewall. So one particular system, right, that helps you to control your single system, that is basically a host based control, right? So when I say network based control, devices like firewall will be fixed in a network that will protect the entire network, correct? But here it is asking about host based, a single host, how does it protect itself, right? So all those host based protections and the type of attacks and all they have explained here, each and everything we'll see, guys. Okay, after that we have network. Now earlier it was a host based, again we have a network intrusion. So network based, in a network what type of devices we can have for the protection, like we have IPS device, right? Here we have IPS device, firewall device, right? Network application control, proxy logs, antivirus. So easy, guys. Let me give a chance, give me a chance to explain you all this stuff, guys. In depth at the packet level, I'll make you guys these things understand. Okay, it's not that tough, it's easy. So basically, see what CCNA tells. CCNA means what? Associate level, right? At the associate level, you'll get a clarity what exactly you want to do in a cybersecurity. It will give you all the full-fledged information. And at CCNP, we'll see more full-fledged, we'll see more described informations, more practicals, right? Here, most of the things whichever are given as a description also, I'll try to explain you guys as a practical. Okay, now here few points are given, like we have a false positive, false negative, true positive, true negative. These are actually the outputs. This is a part of IPS, guys. IPS, in IPS, when any signature gets tuned, right? So does it give you a correct output? Let's say there was an attack was detected. It is true positive. It's true positive, right? Same way, false positive. There wasn't an attack, but it detected it as an attack. That is false positive. Okay. So in this way, guys, kindly understand what I'm trying to explain. Okay. So this is how I'll make you understand each and every points in depth. I'll be explaining you guys. Okay. Now, the last point that we have is, okay, this was the last point, I guess. No, this was the second last. The last point is about security policy and procedures. So here we can see like asset management, configuration management, mobile device management, patch management, right? It's all about how do you manage all this stuff, right? If I don't patch the, any vulnerable devices, what will happen? They can get exploited by the attackers, right? So how to find the devices weaknesses, how we can protect them from getting exploited and all, every information we see here. Asset management, see, cyber security is all about managing your asset means what? Your data, right? So how to manage it, how to take a proper backup, right? All these things you can see. These are the total syllabus that I'm going to cover. So guys, please give us a chance to serve you. I'll definitely cover in depth all these topics, and I'll definitely make you guys understand. Okay. Thank you guys. See you in our next session. Take care.